So I think I'm at the stage where I prefer not to argue about it at all, and I would say that if you want to leave the session in itself, if you feel like to stop doing the therapy with the therapist, then you can stop. It's as simple as that. Let's go.
Lacking in that. So I figured the best way to rekindle that is to start like we just met and ask her on a date. Nothing
And
too heavy, just something simple.
okay, I like that. And how does that make you feel, Amber?
How does it make me feel? I think Anthony is great with his words. I mean, he's a great orator, you know what I mean? I got to listen to him on the phone with his business calls. I've heard how he's manipulated people with his words. He gets what he wants because he speaks so eloquently. That's what I think.
And I think this is just a waste of a session at this point, because nothing else is happening from the session. The only thing that's happening from the session is a lot of resentment happening from the session. So when I look into the session itself, and if I were to process it, that's what I'm seeing. You know, a bunch of just sarcasm, essentially. That's what it is.
Okay. And Anthony, how does that make you feel hearing your wife say that?
I think that there are some blurred lines. You know, I think we all have two sides. I have a side where I'm a businessman. You know, I have no emotion in that. It's about getting the deal done. You know, and then there's the personal side where I'm not the businessman. I'm a nurturer, a lover, a husband.
Yes.
And I think those lines sometimes get blurred.
He's just talking at this point. He's not really saying much. Oh yeah, and he's just saying it because of, just trying to save face, essentially. So the idea is to save as much face as he wants to save. It's much about nothing. It's just what she's seeing. If she's seeing it and realizing that it's BS, if you want to get up, you could get up. But hey, I don't know. She's still there.
That's interesting. I think there's something that's been a common denominator for quite some time between the two of you all. That's a thorn. And I think it should be addressed. And that is this man, Wayne.
We talk about that again?
Not just for you.
hmm Because y'all got time to waste. So, y'all will talk about it again and again in the session. Look, you can ask the therapist if she wants to keep doing that, or you can just have her move on, or you can just move on, whichever one it is.
To Amber, but also for Anthony. They were business partners from the beginning.
Yeah, it's going in circles. What I would suggest to you here, Miss Amber, is what I think you should do is that you need to leave the sessions and let it go. But this is what happens if you're too confused and you're in a session, then yes, you'll go in circles because, again, the therapist is only going to talk about what you're asking the therapist to talk about. They're not talking about what they want to talk about. They're not pushing the agenda. They will just bring up things that if they think there's still something there, they'll keep poking and seeing exactly what they can find. That's all that's really happening. Contrary to what y'all believe, that's really just what's happening. If I were to talk to you in a session, it would be the same thing. You know what I mean? Just poke and tug and see exactly, hey, is there something else to look at? And that's all it really is. There's nothing else going on. There's no deception. There's nothing. That's it. That's basically it. Let me know what y'all think.